Hello and welcome. The stats do not lie, and that is the truth of the matter. Now, obviously we've seen a long period of American dominance right here, up until the Baltics DLC got released, and immediately Russia shot up to 58% win rate. Now, does that mean Russia bias because the Baltics are terrible? No, the Baltics might be terrible, but ultimately all it is people learning their craft and learning the new units and how to use them, figuring out the metas and what works really well. And unsurprisingly, within a week, we've seen that the Baltics and America in general have upped the win rate. Now, it is nice to see how close they are, but as we can see, the diverging, and again, as people suss out how to use the Baltics and the new meta, this will probably return to more or less a similar equilibrium that we had over here, with about 53 to 46% win rate difference. Now, what has happened? I mean, that is a humongous usage. So 20% of people were running, by the way, 20% of half. So obviously when the games are 50-50, 20% of 50 is 40%. So 40% of players in games were using the Baltic Battalion upon its release, which is humongous. Obviously that number has dropped a lot. Now, can I zoom in on... No, that's just... Yeah, okay, that's broken arrowed. Right, there we go, back to normal. So, yeah, the Baltics are now being used all the way down here, less than the Russian specs. Yeah, so the VDV is at 9.38%, the Baltics are 8.9%. So, obviously similar, but it's nowhere near the US Marine Corps, which is at 11.2%. And I think the Marines pair really well with absolutely every specialization, which is why they're so damn popular, as do the Strikers, which is why they're in the top two places, as do the Special Forces, actually. Baltics only really pair well with the Marine Corps, I think. That's the only really solid combination. All the others are okay. Apart from Armored, which is awful. But Armored has dropped significantly recently. Armored is that green line, and if we look down here, it has really gone out of fashion. Now, in terms of the Russian stuff, yeah, obviously, again, the Russia deployment rate absolutely dropped, and that's to be expected with the new toy. But it's basically returned back to the equilibrium, with the motorized and the VDV being the most popular Russian specs. So there we go, no surprises there whatsoever. When we look at here, the win rate, there we go, and the matches, yeah, we can see that the number of matches has increased dramatically. So there's a lot more interest in the game, which is good. That's very nice to see. I don't know how high it is compared to the original starting. Obviously, it won't be too high, but there we go. Deployment rate, again, overall higher deployment. America is still far more popular than Russia. There is still far more mirror matches for America than Russia. I mean, Russia's so tight, so tiny down there. I don't even know who wants a Russian mirror match, to be honest. So yeah, there we go. We can quickly look at the overall game usage, the gameplay. 1 second. Here it is on Steam DB, where we can see that when the game obviously came out, it's natural for games to drop dramatically like this. Maybe not so quickly, but yeah, that's a huge decrease and a big spike in interest as well. So 11,000, which is pretty good numbers. I hope that in the future, I mean, again, it's kind of trending back downwards again. But I hope in the future the game will continue to grow. So fingers crossed. But otherwise, no, Baltics have not changed anything. America is still the favorable faction in the game. Quick little summary video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, all the usual good stuff. Thank you. Bye-bye.